On tonight's show, we are honored to have Jesse Pinkman, Mr. Aaron Paul himself, also Skylar White. Anna Gunn is also here, and I am Chris Hardwick. This is Talking Bad. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Talking Bad. There is so much to get into tonight. Walt buried the money. Jesse is under arrest. Skylar is apparently not under arrest. Steve Gomez's balls don't miss jock itch, we found out this episode. This is a huge, huge thing to have you guys both on the show today, so thank you so much for being here. I know the fans are super excited to have you here. So,
thank you.
Let's just get right into it. Anna, what was the decision tonight? I think people are starting to call you Mrs. Heisenberg, or I think on Reddit someone called you Skysenberg.
Oh, I like Skysenberg.
Yeah. So what was the decision? What happened in that crucial moment at the diner?
Well, I think that she went to the diner thinking that she might be placed under arrest, and when she got the call from Hank, she went in there thinking, okay, is everything going to be exposed? And she had no idea what he knew, but she thought maybe he knew everything. So she sat down thinking, okay, what is going to happen here? And she watched very closely, and when she understood that he didn't know her involvement, she finally started to formulate very, very quickly what she was going to do. And when she decided what she was going to do, it was get the hell out of there and get out of there fast. And so the only thing she knew to do was to create a scene in order to get out. And that shows the same level of intellectual kind of, she's so smart on the same level that Walt is, that she just got up and made a huge scene and created this whole thing so that she could get out of his grip, because otherwise she felt like she was gonna be in trouble.
She's definitely a very calculated character, but I also feel like can be polarizing sometimes for people. So why do you think that is?
Well, I think that, you know, from the beginning, the way that the character of Walt was created, it was such a smart thing that Vince and the writers did, because they really gave you every reason to identify with him, a guy who was disillusioned and disappointed with life and really felt kicked around by things. And I think there were so many things that the audience could identify with, and they could really put themselves into his story. And Skylar was somebody who opposed him in what he was doing. And so I think for a lot of the people who were rooting for him and wanted to say, I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy who says screw you to his boss. I want to be the guy who says I'm going to go out and do whatever I want. And it psychologically made people feel like they wanted to do some of the things, not necessarily go out and cook meth, but they wanted to be a guy who got to empower himself in a way that people don't get to do. And Skylar was really the character who was opposing him more consistently than anybody else in the show. She was the one who morally, at least in the beginning, said, this is not okay, this is awful, and you can't do this, and this is dangerous to our family. And it made that a certain amount of fans, I think, upset, because they thought, you know, why are you raining on his parade? Just let him go out and do whatever he wants.
Just let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah, let him do what he wants. Let him have his fun.
Come on, he's cooking meth.
I mean, come on,
Not a
what's
big deal. Yeah.
But first of all, I'm happy and sad for you, Aaron, because no matter how old you are, people are still going to scream the word bitch at you wherever you go, with your family.
I embrace it. I like the word bitch. No, it's strange.
But beyond that, but beyond Jesse's, like, you know, bitch this and yo that, like, he's an incredibly complex character, and there's some very emotional scenes with Jesse, and a lot of them you don't even have dialogue.
Yeah.
You're just emoting facially. So how do you prepare for Jesse?
Oh, God, yeah, he's going through a really intense emotional struggle right now, and he feels like he always has been. But, you know, I think we just know these characters so well, and what they have gone through, and, you know, the goal is really to truly, you know, live and breathe through this character's skin, and kind of force yourself to believe that you're actually living in these moments. And so, you know, what I'm drawing upon, I'm not thinking of, you know, super sad things like dead puppies or stuff like that. I'm like thinking of what this character has gone through, and, you know, how he's gonna like move forward.
Well, I think we're all wondering how he's going to move forward sitting in the interrogation room. The conversation about tonight's show is just beginning. We want to hear from you guys at home. We're going to read your questions and comments and answer your phone calls. You can tweet us at TalkingBadAMC or pick up your second cell phone and call us toll-free at 1-855-535-8800. Later in the show, Vince Gilligan is going to deliver next week's fix, which is an exclusive tease about next week's episode. But first, the show may be ending, but Breaking Bad still makes us happier than two henchmen daydreaming on a humongous pile of cash making money angels. So let's take a look back at one of the series' baddest moments. Check this out.
One of the baddest moments from Breaking Bad for me is like seeing my head crawl across the desert on a tortoise. I don't think that's ever been done. So I have that distinction. I don't care anytime people are talking about what they've done in the movies. I always just kind of say, yeah, but did your head crawl across the desert on a tortoise? Yeah. So they shut up.
Welcome back to Talking Bad. I'm Chris Heinrich. Actually, Bill Hader was going to be on this week, but we found out that you were available, and Bill said, let Aaron be on, and we moved him to later in the season.
Nice.
So thank you, Bill Hader. It's Aaron Paul and Anna Gunn. So does Jesse still have any love left for Walt, or is their relationship irreparably damaged?
I think it's pretty damaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any sort of turning back. Yeah, he wants to stay as far away from that man as possible.
What about Skyler? I mean, obviously she's protecting him, but is it love or is it commitment or what is it?
I have felt for a long time that I think there, for a few seasons, was a feeling of hating him, but behind that, my feeling always was that there was a deeply buried love that stayed behind the whole thing. And I think if she hadn't felt that, my feeling was that she would have turned him in, or she would have run away, or she would have done any number of things. But something kept her there that was more than just I want to try to figure this out and I want to see if I can do something to make the situation
Hating Walt
better.
had a name. It was called Ted.
That is correct. Hating Walt. That was the Ted Beneke situation was a little bit of retribution.
It was a little bit of retribution.
A little bit.
Why has the loss of Mike affected Jesse so much?
I mean, you know, Jesse really cared for Mike. I mean, you can see from the very beginning when you first meet Jesse, he just seemed like this kind of lost kid, druggy burnout. But as more layers were revealed, he was really just on a constant search of some sort of guidance.
Like a dad. He wants a
He
dad.
wanted a fatherly figure,
Yeah.
and he was desperately trying to hold on to Walt to give him that, but he wasn't really getting it. And then when Mike and Jesse were paired up, it was a good team, and he felt comfortable there. He felt somewhat safer than hanging out with Walt, I guess, in a way. And now he suspects that Walt had something to do with Mike's death. So that's another reason why he's not, you know.
Well, we had a great question last week that we pulled off a Reddit from someone named Brittabot, and I asked Vince, and he gave his answer, and I'm curious to hear yours. What's worse for Jesse to find out about, Walt's role in Jane's death, Walt poisoning Brock, or Walt murdering Mike?
Oh. I mean, all of them are so terrible, but I think, I mean, it would just be such a slap in the face if he found out about Jane. It's just so terrible.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I mean, all of it's so bad, but I mean, Jane died. It was really his first love of his life, and Walt took her away from him. So.
Speaking of slaps in the face, it looked like she really cold-cocked you.
Yeah.
Did you just say have at it, or was it kind of staged at all?
Betsy chased me around the set. I went, no.
She improvised it.
Yes,
She improvised
yes.
the slap.
No, we actually went through, we had a wonderful stunt coordinator, Al Godo, and he came in and he showed me a couple of different versions of the slap. One was the contact slap, and one was a non-contact slap. And I said, hey, let's go with with a non-contact slap because, you know, you do take after take after take, and that's a lot of slapping to have occurring. And you've done a lot of stunts where you guys have, you know, been fighting and rolling around and all that kind of stuff. So you need to try to do some stage combat.
Yeah, you need to try and keep the contact away. Like when Mike was introduced to the show and he was slapping Jesse after he woke up and found Jane lying there dead.
Yeah.
That was real slapping, and he hit me hard.
Oh my God.
I was so terrified of Jonathan Banks. I'm like,
Now I feel
who is
like
this
a
new
wimp.
character? Like, please have him die soon. Like, he's really abusing me physically, and it's my ear. I kept saying, like, my ears are hurting. This is like a week later. I'm like, you really hurt me. He's like, oh, man up. But he did, anyways.
Such a Jonathan Banks.
Yeah, there was
thing to
Al
say.
Goda wasn't even there to, you know, coordinate the
Al
slap.
Goda wasn't
They're like, yeah,
there
just
at all.
hit
They're
him.
like, go ahead.
It's
It'll be fine.
He
Fine.
deserves it.
Come on, Jonathan Banks is like 62 years old. How
Oh,
bad is
man,
it gonna
he has
be?
a hard slap.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up, Vince Gilligan himself is going to give us an exclusive tease of what's to come in next week's episode. We'll be right back in a few minutes. Welcome back to Talking Bad. I'm Chris Hardwick. As Walter White himself has said, chemistry is the study of change. But one thing that has remained constant throughout the entire series of Breaking Bad, the unique set of elements that work together to create this incredible show. So sit back, relax, and respect the chemistry. Welcome back to Talking Bad. I'm here with Aaron Paul and Anna Gunn. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but while we were all here during the commercial break and the Yeah Bitch Magnets thing came on, you said it. Would you please say it again for people watching?
Yeah, bitch. Magnet.
I have a... Yes. And the Amigos, too. Questlove from the Jimmy Fallon Show had a question, which was, why are Jesse's teeth too perfect for a meth dealer?
Well, thanks for noticing. But Jesse likes to floss and brush constantly.
He does. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's into
Even
his teeth.
after a meth binge, he's ready. He's in there.
Got good dental hygiene.
He's in
Yeah,
there,
you don't have to
Yeah.
have bad teeth just because you're cooking meth. We have a caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Crystal. I'm calling from Michigan. My question is for Anna. I'd like to know how heartbreaking was it to shoot this scene with baby Allie?
Oh, it was a really, really tough scene. We actually rehearsed. We don't usually do this. We usually rehearse the scenes the day of, the morning before we actually shoot them. And we came in a day before that scene was shot, and we rehearsed it and choreographed it because we knew how difficult it was going to be. And we didn't want the baby to be involved in any of the grappling or any of the shouting. So we used what we call the fake baby, or scary baby, because it's a rubber baby and it looks a little
terrifying,
creepy. So we use the fake baby for all the stuff where there's a lot of screaming and a lot of grappling going on, and then for just the close-ups, we put our real baby in. But it was, for both Betsy and I, really heartbreaking because her motive was extremely strong to get that baby out of there. She believed in that. My motive was obviously very strong to keep my child there, and even talking about it, I just, watched the episode, and it brought all that up again. I mean, to have the two sisters so at odds, they love each other so much, but they feel like they're looking at each other, and especially Marie looks like she's looking at Skylar, thinking, I don't know who this person is. And Skylar wants to say to her sister, she wants to tell her what's happened and what's gone on, on, but she can't because she would be admitting things that she simply can't admit to her.
Yeah.
So it's an awful place for her to be, and obviously that's her child, and she's going to fight like hell to keep her child in her house.
Well, speaking of children, I think we've all kind of noticed that children seem to be Jesse's Achilles heel. Like whenever there's a child involved, whether it be Brock or like the Peekaboo kid or the kid that creepy Todd shot. I mean, like it's. By the way, Todd is the scariest character on the show.
Oh,
he really is.
God, Todd.
Yeah, he's amazing. But we'll talk about him in a bit. But I would love to know what it is specifically about children that you think that just kind of unhinged Jesse.
He just wants to protect them. I mean, I think he has convinced himself that his parents kind of gave up on him long time ago, and that's why he's in constant search. We were talking about this before, some sort of guidance, fatherly figure. And so when he sees like kids in just a bad situation, he wants to help them. I mean, he wants to like support Brock. When he saw the little boy in the Peekaboo episode in season 2, he's like, I have to get this kid out of here. And then of course when Drew Sharp got shot, it's just, that was it. That
was it for him. Then he had checked out. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to check out the Breaking Bad online store, but they've got some pretty amazing stuff, including a 3-foot-tall Los Pollos Hermanos fathead, which will cling to your wall or the door of your RV with ease. And guys, this is our Oprah moment of the show. Everyone in the audience is going to get one of these. You guys at home, I'm actually taking one. You guys should take one. You should take one. You guys at home can buy this and other official Breaking Bad merchandise at BreakingBadStore.com. Coming up, Vince Gilligan teases next week's episode because we can't show any footage. We don't want to give anything away. So Vince is going to tease it for us. We'll be right back.
Chemistry is the study of matter, but I prefer to see it as the study of change. What's your name? Heisenberg.
Are we in the math business or the money business?
I'm in the empire business.
You are done.
Just because you shot Jesse James don't make you Jesse James.
Someone has to protect this family.
I am not in danger. I am the danger.
Welcome back to Talking Bad. I'm here with Aaron and Anna. The hashtag tonight was Am I Under Arrest, which was such an amazing moment. So here's a couple of things that people submitted. At No Meatball said, took a trip to Belize is the new sleeps with the fishes. At Monica X Kelly said, easiest way to walk out on your bill. Am I under arrest? Just say that as you're screaming that out the door. That'll totally work. And you could get away with it too, because people are like, oh, she's doing the scene. She didn't pay.
Yeah.
As we told you last week, security is unreal for this season, so we can't show you a sneak peek of what's happened. But even better, Vince Gilligan is going to deliver an exclusive tease about next week's episode and what to look for, and you can only see it here. So please enjoy next week's fix.
There are now only 6 episodes left of the final season of Breaking Bad, and I'm going to give you next week's fix. Next week's episode is entitled Confessions, and in it, the White family does not go for the tableside guacamole. I think you're really going to like it.
Oh my God.
All right. I could not help but notice there were 2 empty chairs there and 2 people looking like they were waiting for something.
Yes. I do not believe that they're going to have margaritas during that dinner, and I believe that those 2 chairs will be filled.
Well, so I just want to ask you really quickly, since you obviously know what happens, are you satisfied with the ending? Are you able to walk away from the show and feel like it's complete?
Absolutely. I mean, I always felt all along when people would ask me, how do you want the show to end? I always said, however Vince and the writers want it to end. And when I read that last episode, I was astonished, as I was in the finale of every season, because I could not believe how authentically, how truthfully everything came together. And I felt like it was astonishing that every single character ends the way that they should. Did you feel that way?
Well, speaking of the finale, actually, you're actually throwing a big charity event for the Breaking Bad finale.
Yeah.
And please tell us a little bit about that so people can figure out how to get involved.
It's for a charity called Kind Campaign, and it's being held at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. It's open to the public, so you all can come. But yeah, on omaze.com/Breaking Bad, you can enter a chance to win a trip for 2 to Los Angeles. I'll pick you up from the airport. We'll go out to dinner.
In the RV?
We'll try.
He's not kidding.
No,
You
I'm not
actually,
kidding. I'll pick
he
you
will
up.
actually
We'll go
pick
to
you up from the
dinner.
airport.
We're gonna go try and toilet paper Bryan Cranston's house.
Nice.
And then we're gonna go to the cemetery in the RV. We're gonna be dressed up in hazmat suits, and we're gonna cook on the way there. And it's gonna be amazing.
When you say cook, you mean green beans.
Yeah, well, I mean green beans or.
I don't know if anyone noticed this. We had the awkward green beans. I just called them the awkward green beans because that was such an amazing thing. The relationship to you guys really. We can talk a little bit this more. We do a web version of the after show, which will be up tomorrow, so we can kind of expand on this, guys, a little bit more. But I want you to have a huge round of applause from everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. What you guys didn't understand about these people is that everyone on the show is really cool. And when you're a fan of something, it's really nice to know that the people involved are all really nice, from Vince to all the performers and everyone. So thank you so much for watching Talking Bad. Thank you to my guests, Aaron Paul and Anna Gunn. Join us next week. Get this, my guests will be actor Samuel L. Jackson and Saul Goodman himself, Bob Odenkirk. Stay tuned for an encore presentation of Breaking Bad. And tomorrow, like I said, if you go to amctalkingbad.com, you can get highlights from tonight's episode as well as an all-new 15-minute bonus segment. We're going to do that in a minute. I am Chris Hardwick. Thank you so much for watching. Have an A1 day. Good night.